This is Katie. Thank you for joining me again on the My Senses, My Space podcast. And today I wanted to share my thoughts about being yourself. And this can stem a lot from childhood and growing up, and you may have had negative reactions to being yourself. Sometimes it depends where you grew up and who your caregivers were and how supported you felt. When we are kids, we are actually, or we can look back on those memories as feeling the most of ourselves, the most of being who we truly are, who we really are. And along the way, through lots of conditioning and lots of, being told what to do during school, from other grown-ups, that we can shift to see, is this more acceptable for me to be this way than how I really truly want to be? I think lately, though, if you look at a lot of social media, TikTok, all those, Instagram, everything out there, especially videos of people kind of, letting go a little bit more and saying, you know what, this is how I really want to show up. And I think it's amazing to see that kind of inspiration. And that's a journey to get from where you were as a child to grow up and have a lot of influence of the systems in our society, and then come out the other side and see how we truly are. So how can we be ourselves? If you feel like I can't show up how I truly am, I have some suggestions that you can try and see if this might help you. The big core of being yourself is trusting yourself, and that takes a lot of healing. For a long time, I know that I didn't trust myself in so many different ways. It's not just making decisions, but it's also showing up, asking questions, or questioning things that I'm like, is that truly how things should be? or learning new things and saying, hey, maybe this could be something that I could do that would feel more in alignment with myself. So a basic thing, and I learned this a while ago, is trying to make little daily decisions based on your intuition. When you are being presented with a choice, trying to listen to that first instinct of what is correct for you, what is right for you, what feels the best for you. And there can be two schools of thought on this. Your first instinct may be how you're conditioned, and your second instinct is more about who you want to be. So it's going to depend and take some practice. I think at first, when you still have a lot of healing to do, there is a lot of that first instinct of how you react to something is a lot based on conditioning. This is how I've always reacted. This is how I've always practiced to be in this situation. Now that I have more room to think about it, I can do it this way instead. But as you practice, being yourself more and more, you can actually find that the first instinct that pops in your head might be more you. So the way that I kind of approached it was say you're going for a walk in the neighborhood. When you are coming up to a choice where you can turn one way or the other, stop and pause and listen to your body and see if there's some intuition, a gut feeling to go one way or the other. And if you're feeling that, follow it. And do these kind of very small things, like even when you're getting ready in the morning and you're making your coffee, and maybe you have a couple choices of coffee that morning. Maybe it's not the same thing every day. Like, ask your body, what is my next step? What feels the best today? And as you practice those, you'll feel more and more that this is who I am. This is what I feel. This is what the next step should be. Because we all need to see all of our differences, all of our quirkiness, all of our seeing each other being ourselves inspires others to be ourselves. And so I think that's just a really important way to show up in the world. Many may say that being yourself takes a lot of confidence and courage and bravery. And I think if you ask anyone who is making that decision to be themselves, they might not see it as much as that. Maybe, from others, it looks very brave. It looks like they summoned a lot of courage, but it's actually just one single decision, whether to do something or not. Having the energy to do something, having the mental capacity to take that step is a lot. And I guess you can also look at it as sometimes it doesn't take a lot of courage. Sometimes it just takes a spark of an idea. Sometimes it takes inspiration or seeing others taking that same step that builds a momentum of like, okay, I can do this too. Or I've always wanted to do this for myself, so here we go, or I've never seen anyone do this before, so I want to do it. I want to show up because no one else is talking about this, so I want to talk about it. And I think part of it is letting go of fears. Part of it is making that decision. And part of it is not taking yourself or life as seriously as a lot of us tend to do. I take a lot of things super seriously. Trust me, I understand. But there can be a lightness in being yourself and having that confidence and doing it anyway and experimenting and trying something out. I know many times when I have tried something new, it really does surprise me. And if you want to live your life with more surprises, I think it's worth trying, something a little outside your comfort zone and saying, hey, I'm going to try this today. So thank you for joining me again. And I hope this gives you a little bit of thought as you move through your day. And I'll see you next time on the My Senses, My Space podcast.